A wedding to remember. As a trustee of the Infosys Foundation, I get stacks of letters. We help people financially for various reasons. Naturally, both needy and not so needy people write to us. The most difficult aspect of this job is to tell the difference between both kinds of people. One typical Monday morning, letters poured in. I was going through the letters. My secretary told me, "Ma'am, there is a wedding invitation card with a personal note attached to it. Will you be attending?" As a teacher in a college, I get many wedding invitations from my students. So I assumed the card was from one of my students. But when I read the card, I was unable to remember either of the persons getting married. I wondered who could have sent me an invitation with a handwritten note stating, "Madam, if you do not attend our marriage, we will consider it unfortunate." I was still not able to place the girl's or the boy's name, but I decided to attend the wedding out of curiosity. It was the rainy season and the venue was at the other end of the city. I wondered if attending some unknown person's wedding was worth the trouble. It was a typical middle-class wedding with the stage decorated profusely with flowers. Film music, which nobody was listening to, was blaring over the speakers. Because of the rain, the numerous children in attendance were not able to play outside and were playing hide-and-seek in the hall. Women were wearing Bangalore silk saris and Mysore crepes. I looked at the couple standing on the dais. I still was unable to remember either of them. I thought that perhaps one or both of them might have been my students. Standing in the middle of the crowd without knowing anybody, I didn't know what to do. Just then, an elderly man approached me and asked politely, "Would you like to meet the couple and greet them?" I followed him to the dais, introduced myself, and wished the couple a happy married life. They seemed very happy. The groom asked the elderly man to look after me. Still, the question nagged me. Who were these people and why had they sent a note to me? The man took me to the dining hall and brought me something to eat. Enough is enough. I thought to myself, I can't eat without knowing who these people are. Sensing my doubts, the elderly gentleman smiled and said, "Madam, I am the groom's father. My son fell in love with Malti, the bride, and we arranged the wedding. After the engagement, Malti developed leukoderma. My son backed out of the marriage. We all felt very sad. I asked him what he would have done if Malti had got leukoderma after marriage. But he would not listen. Her family was worried about her future. There was so much unpleasantness to escape from the tension at home. My son began to go to the library often. After about a month, he came back and told me that he was ready to marry Malti. We were all pleasantly surprised and were truly happy. Today is the marriage. I still did not have an answer to my question. How on earth was I involved in this? The groom's father provided the answer. "Madam, later we came to know that he read your novel, Maheshwata," he said. "The situation of my son was similar. It seems he read this novel at least 10 times and understood the plight of the girl. It took a month and decided he did not want to be like the man in your novel, who shed his responsibilities only to regret it later. Your novel changed his thinking." Now I could put the pieces together. Then the groom's father brought a packet and insisted that I accept the gift. When I hesitated, he pressed it into my hands and said, "Malti has purchased this sari for you. She will talk to you later." The rain grew heavier and water splashed into the hall. Raindrops were falling on my face. My silk sari was getting wet. But nothing mattered. I felt so happy. Never in my wildest dreams had I thought that an ordinary person like myself would change somebody's life. Whenever I wear that sari, I think of the happy face of Malti and the cover page of Maheshwata. It's the most precious sari I own.